Good morning, sports fans. I hope you guys love my background here. We're talking Miami Dolphin football. Once again, thank you so much for those that have subscribed to the channel on Sports Night with Jorge. Man, love you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do, man. We got to work together as a team. As a content creator, it's kind of difficult with the new system that YouTube has released, but at the same time, remain positive, continue what you're doing, and love what you're doing, have a passion for it, and continue. So I'm talking about the 2025 Dolphins. I was looking at their last year record and games they played, and there were some games that they could have won, they didn't because last year already has passed. So there's nothing we could do with last year's uh, Miami Dolphin. But going into the 2025 season, I'm gonna say it again: is you're gonna have to be healthy. Okay, preseason. I'm not worried about preseason. That's for me is practice. That's for you to get some rep and get ready for the season. The only thing I'm concerned is the actual Dolphin injuries. Uh, where are they gonna go from here? Because I know we have no control when it comes to injuries, but we do have control to having discipline in this team. McDaniels and Greer, sorry, has their handfuls in 2025. That's all I can tell you guys. They got their hands full. I would like to tell the fans, man, get hyped, get excited for the upcoming season. Of course, we got the draft coming up April 24th. But let's be honest. Let's be truthful. Let's come forward. The team hasn't changed a lot. It's still the same team. Yes, they got players for Tua up front with Daniels. That's going to help the Dolphins. But remember, he's coming from a torn ACL. Pittsburgh actually, he didn't sign with Pittsburgh. He played, I think, like 4 games before he got hurt. But he's a great offensive tackle. Protection for Tua is one thing important for the Miami Dolphins. If they don't fulfill that for offensive line, they won't be able to make it, or they won't be able to protect Tua. My concern is Tua Tagovailoa. What about his injury, his hip injury? What do we know about his hip injury? We know about his concussion. Now you stop Tua playing the last 3-4 games of the season, which the last game was important against the Jets, even though Dolphins were already eliminated before the game started. To be honest with you, so my thing is, what are the Miami Dolphins are doing? And listen, I've been following them for years. And listen, I could talk here about players they picked in the past, players that played for the team in the past, and they did especially this owner. I mean, Ross. Ross has spent a lot of money with his team. Ross has given the Dolphins, anything they want. Any coaches, you're talking about Lowe. We also had Fasano, who passed away a long time ago. A while ago. I won't say a long time, and we built these coaches, and then you bring these coaches in, they don't succeed. All McDaniel did is improve Tua Tagovailoa. I don't think he's a good head coach, but I don't think he's a bad one either. The only thing he's a coach. He's a quarterback coach. I think that's the best he is. I think he's going to give up play calling this year. If he doesn't, guys, I don't know what to tell you. We have offensive coordinator. Look at Tua. Tua had 2 offensive coordinator a year ago or 2 years ago before McDaniel got here. Actually, before McDaniel got here. It's probably 3 years now. That tells you right there with Lowe in there. Okay? And Lowe didn't want to draft Tua. And there was a reason why for that. He wanted Herbert. And that's an old story. And people still talking about it. They're still making the comparison between Herbert and Tua. Tua is a heck of a player. I'm not taking any credit from him. He is a tremendous player. Okay? The only thing with Tua is injury. And listen, let's be honest. He had concussion in college, and he had the hip injury in college. And we could sit here and talk about it and make a case of it. But guess what? You got to move on. That is over with. It's now the 2025 season. What are you doing to protect him? And I said, yeah, man, pick a couple offensive linemen. We have the upcoming draft on April 24th. What are they picking? Offensive line, okay? Because this team still needs help in the cornerback position. Uh, the players they bought in, I'm not saying they can do the job. They can do it, but I guess you want a young person out there. Listen, we got to stop playing superstars all these money and they're not performing. And I'm talking about the Miami Dolphins. I'm not talking about other places. I mean, I know you want to give them a contract, and I'm not taking their ability away. I'm not taking their skills away because they're a good team. But at the same time, what we're doing is we're spoiling the actual players by doing this. You know, you sign these players, you give them contracts, and you expect them to succeed at what they do. Okay, and sometimes they fail. Look what Tyreek Hill did last year to the Dolphins in the last game. Yeah, Miami was already out. Why would you get mad? You're already out. You're already eliminated. The other teams won. Okay, that was uncalled for. So that's the discipline that I talk about McDaniels. If you don't have discipline in your ball club, you're gonna have issue in your ball club. Okay, you're gonna have troubles in your ball club. You know, you got morning meetings, you got film meetings, you got exercise, you got you all these things that implements in the NFL. And you as a coach, you are responsible for every individual in that team. Nobody should have preference in your team. No matter you're the biggest or the lowest, you need to stop that because you're creating a chaos for this team. And the fans, what do we do as fans? We get mad. Excuse me. We get upset. We don't like what we see. And then we see a game, and let's be honest. I know there's a lot of Dolphins fans out there, man. And you guys gonna say this. This is so true, man. Here we go again. We watch a game, we beat a game, we get so excited, we get so pumped up. There's a lot of podcasters out there that I laugh because they get so pumped up because of one game and they won, like say 35-3. Oh my God, we're going to a Super Bowl. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's a 70-game season. Okay, so you evaluate your team on a week-to-week basis. And then at the end of the year, you give your team an evaluation. Okay, what happened to the Dolphins last year, the year before? Listen, when Tua led the league in passing, Tyreek Hill was amazing, and here's another one. And I'm not going to say nothing bad about Tyreek Hill because it might sound like I am. Oh, I'm going to get 2,000. Listen, pride and ego. We talked about that before. I do have a podcast out there about pride and ego. You got to let that go. It's a team effort. It's all 53-man roster working together and making it happen. That's it. That's how the Eagles did it. That's how the Kansas City Chiefs did it because Kansas City didn't have no running backs. They didn't have a freaking receiver, and they still made it to the Super Bowl. So you ask yourself that's good coaching, that's good discipline, and that's players say, hey man, you know what? It's just one day, 1 week. We'll get up next week. So I don't know what is the mentality of this team, but for me, McDaniel has his hands full. So does Greer. Sometimes I'm going to say this, and this is going to pertain to all the NFL coaches and owners. When an owner is involved in a team, and I'm not saying there should not be involved in the team, okay, because they're the one who gives the paycheck, right? Okay, but don't get involved in the field. Let the coach do the job. You're not happy, that's where you got the GM. The GM will come in, take it to the office, hey man, it's not working out, see ya. Or you need to make a change, because if we don't make a change, we're going to have to make some changes. And we could get in front of a podium and discuss this in front of a podium and said, man, he's the best coach. I think he's the best fit for this team and all that. Well, he's the best team and he fits. And I'm talking about the coach. And then suddenly you let him go after 2-3 years. So was he the right fit or he was not the right fit? That's why you have to be careful what you said. Give a person opportunity. Because see, Coach McDaniel never coach. He could be a running back coach. He could be a wide receiver coach. He could be an offensive coach. He could be a special team coach. But that's not coaching. That's not a head coach. Okay, that's something I would like to say. Now, that the guy is a smart guy. Yes, he is. Very smart. He knows what he's doing. But guess what? What happened to the Dolphins? The moment they implemented those quick routes and those short dink and dunks, what I call them, to Tua, because Tua wasn't throwing bomb. Oh, and remember, that's when Tyreek said, Tua has an arm. He just don't, but then use it. But Dolphin needs big receivers. They don't need small receivers. Now, Waddle, great, but injured. Tariq Hill, speed, but short. Let's be honest, too short. But he's good. Catch him if you can. That's why they call him the cheetah. And then they call him the other one, the penguin. And then you call Tua. Actually, this is my new name for Tua, the fish. He is the fish. Try to catch the fish. I mean, the fish. That's one thing I'm going to make up this year, by the way. By the way. But anyhow, I mean, let's be honest. We're consuming ourselves with the Miami Dolphins right now. Saying, man, is this team? Well, this is it. 2025-26 season. This is it. Win it all or everybody get out. Now, you might say, man, they gave Tua that money. He's not worth it because he's injured all the time. Listen, Tua might have to make a decision. We don't know about his hip injury. That's something that is questioned around the league right now. His hip injury. Missed the last, 3-4 games. Once again, I say that. And they were taking, a little step back. They don't want him to play because they don't want him to aggravate his hip. I mean, this is something that just makes you think. So is he going to be healthy for the 25 season? And he's going to get hit in the hip and his career's over? I mean, I'm just saying that. God forbid it doesn't happen. But that's what I'm listening. That's what I'm hearing in the news. That's what But of course, you can't listen to everything. You can't hear everything what the media said. Oh, Tua's looking healthy. One guy said, Tua look big. Listen, I just don't get it because the moment that he beefed up, he did exercise, he put his body back in shape, but he couldn't run. That year, he led the league in passing. Never had a concussion the whole entire year. Play a whole entire 17 games. That is amazing. The moment that he lost weight, he dropped back down. He went to where he went back to the same thing. And we could discuss this every time we talk about it, and I know people are probably tired of hearing it, but man, we need Tua to step up. We need Tyreek Hill to step up. We need Waddle to step up. I'm not worried, concerned about the Dolphin defense. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not concerned. The only thing I'm concerned is, we need a defensive tackle because we only have one, and that's Sealer. That's it. So we need somebody to actually, because if Sealer goes down, who's going to be but we have so many linebackers in this team. We pick up a lot of safeties and cornerbacks in free agency. We got offensive tackle too. But listen, let's be honest. You got to be real, man. That's what I said. You got to be real. You got to play this game like it's your last one. And I don't see the lack of urgency of the Miami Dolphins. I see players playing as individual. I mean, they came out at the end of the season. What they were talking about when they interviewed Greer to talk about the 2024 season, and everything just popped out. So the media was true. There were lack of discipline. Discipline. They weren't playing well. Players were not together. And then you go to the locker room and they say, well, that's not true. We all here together. We all win and lose it, win, lose, or draw. Some players got upset. One of them was Tariq Hill. Now, you don't need that kind of attitude in the Miami Dolphins. Or we all win as one, or we just split and go. But anyhow, that's my only thing for the Miami Dolphins this morning. The draft is April 24th. Once again, I want to thank those that have subscribed to the channel. Give me the thumbs up. I appreciate it, the comments, and that's important. You got to leave a comment, guys, so I can answer your questions on anything. Once again, man, Sports Night with Jorge is here for you. I'm trying to make this a daily thing. I do have a full-time job. I said that on my podcast. I'm trying to get here as the day that I can to build up, relationship with you guys and build a community with you guys, those who love football. I do talk about every team. I talk about the Giants, the Jets, the Cowboys, all these teams that right now, I'm going to tell you, Cowboys fans, it's going to be a long season 2025. Unfortunately, that's the way I see it. Things can happen. A team that on the horizon the Commanders. Man, they look solid. They look good. They got plenty of cap space. They could do so many things with that ball club. The Eagles lost a lot of players. Detroit lost a lot of players through free agency. They're the same team. See, those are the things you have to look as a fan, and you have to be realistic about it. We sit here, we could analyze every team in the NFL. New England getting Stephon Diggs, if he's healthy, if he's 100%, who knows? Now, they got a long way to go. Yes, the Jets, they got Justin Field. What was a good pick? Is that a good quarterback? Listen, let's be honest. You know what happens in New York. The moment you don't perform, they want you out. And basically, is that happening now to all the big stadiums, all the big cities? When the quarterback doesn't perform, you want them out. So then we have I don't say merry-go-round if you want, of Aaron Rodgers. Buddy, what you going to do, man? Retire? Which that's your best bet. I was looking at Aaron Rodgers' career stats and record and sack. That man has been sacked 4 times, over 50 times in his career. You don't think his body has gotten beaten? That's all I can say. No, I love the guy. I wish him well. He's a Hall of Famer. Hey, he won a Super Bowl. And Giants fans, I'm going to go back to you. Russell Wilson, listen, it's not a bad pick. I know you guys are upset. You guys told me that in my podcast and on my comments. Don't get upset, guys. The good thing about Russell Wilson that he could help the young quarterback develop the team. So don't look at it the wrong way. I know there's a battle between Winston and him, and don't be surprised the Giants pick up a quarterback in the draft. So, but anyhow, thank you so much for subscribing. I want to thank all you guys, and see you guys. If anything comes up, any breaking news, I'll let you guys know, man. You guys have a blessed day, and remember, stay tuned with Sports Night with Jorge.